stadium court here in Miami, Crandon Park. A match that was scheduled for 3rd on today, but there was a withdrawal. Dmitry Tursunov couldn't take the court against David Ferrer, the 3rd seed in the 2nd match of the day after a women's encounter initially. So these two have gone on court a little earlier than expected, and they have gone the distance. So there's I should say Blake took the opening set 6 games to 2, and it was a break up in the 2nd. I was looking at the main scoreboard there for a second, just going round the courts as they tend to do at the changes of ends here. And of course Kamka and Del Potro up next, and then Djokovic and Rosol the first of the night matches, not before 8 o'clock local time. So it's a set and a break for Blake.
He's been playing good tennis. I was impressed how well he played last week. Blake showed some good form, and of course started out with a good win against Ryan Harrison here. Clubbed him actually 2-2. He beat the young American.
That's always nice, isn't it, when you can build up some confidence early on in a big event like this. Yeah, we've been watching parts of this match as we were preparing to go on air. Benneteau has been stretching his back a little bit. Hasn't looked particularly comfortable out there.
15 seconds.
Blake has been struggling a little bit in the last couple of seasons to really build up a good head of steam. Again, a lot of good matches at the highest level under his belt, but of course still dangerous given the type of tennis that he likes to play when he gets hot. Benneteau with an opportunity here to get back on serve. Nicely done. It's a good tactic to use. Look at a second serve with a double-handed backhand to take it on the rise, come in behind it, put a lot of pressure on your opponents, and that will help his chances in this 2nd set. 3 apiece now.
Yeah, of course, Benneteau's had Roger Federer's number of late, hasn't he?
He certainly has. Beat him in Rotterdam, didn't he, I think? That was Dubai. Getting my Masters Series 500s mixed up there. It's been interesting with Federer, though. He hasn't been playing particularly well this season, has he?
He hasn't. Got a niggle as well in his back last week, so he's out of action for a while. Wasn't going to take to the courts here anyway. He's decided to miss Miami this year, and we'll probably see him back in Madrid.
It's a Ferrer break, isn't it?
It is.
Interesting to see how he fares. Nice to have Nadal back, of course, in action over the course of the last month or so. Played so well in Indian Wells. Juan Martín Del Potro in action a little later on. He's knocking on the door of the top 4 now, isn't he?
Djokovic and Murray last week. This is the kind of tennis we saw from Blake against Murray, who really was swinging from the hips. I love the way he returns serve, especially the 2nd serve. He always goes after it, creates instant pressure. He's moving so well again. Here's Blake. He's got 3 break points now.
15.
And that was the problem, wasn't it, when he did pick up a couple of injuries. As soon as you take away that movement, it's always been a major strength of his throughout the course of his career. Then he struggled, but it's nice to see him fully fit and back in action. Always an exciting player. Good serving from Benneteau under pressure, but the work's not done yet. Third chance for the American. Will do nicely. Just enough pressure on the return to draw the error. And once more, Blake leads a set and a break.
Oh, he's giving Blake a taste of his own medicine there. Benneteau, another one of the players who really does return aggressively, takes a nice stance close to the baseline.
Lee just gave away a little bit there. Pace the courts, Robbie, just a little quicker than in Indian Wells, perhaps, off the court.
Yeah, in all fairness, I haven't been down courtside yet.
Because even though we had a bit of altitude in Indian Wells where the ball would bounce high and travel through the air a bit quicker, that court was so slow, wasn't it?
It was really slow. So gritty as well. That's why Nadal's forehand was received so well by the surface.
Not by Federer's backhand up high then.
Yeah, Roger did struggle with that shot. Tough to get any purchase with the slice.
Lovely shots.
Prepares so early and so well. That's why he's able to take those big cuts at the ball.
Yeah, it's been a fine performance so far this afternoon.
Got 2 matches running now for James. Remember, as I mentioned earlier, beat Ryan Harrison 6-2, 6-2 in under an hour in his first round match. And Benneteau, the number 24 seed, looks like he's going to be dumped out in straights here.
Always nice for the locals as well to have plenty of local interest in the draw. Nice to cheer the Americans. Yeah, you see there, Blake was, what, meter inside the baseline before he started to then move even further forward to get a look at that second serve. And that puts so much pressure on a server when you know that's going to happen. That's why he served the double there. Had plenty of time. Knows he should have done a little better there. Depth on the return. Really hits through the ball well, Blake, especially on that backhand.
Yeah, that's how he gets that penetration through the court. Just come across it. He's just relentless, isn't he? Bludgeoning his ground strokes. Pace and depth.
So an opportunity then for Blake to wrap things up. Match point. That'll do nicely. You see how much it means to it. Worked hard for the victory. The performance was good. The scoreline outstanding. He puts Benneteau to bed, the 24th seed, done and dusted in straight sets in exactly an hour. Delight all around. Nice to see Blake back in action and playing some really good tennis. And winning today in straight sets, 6-2, 6-3.
Well, the shout of joy after he won really does tell you exactly how much it means, as you suggested, Jason. Because Benneteau has been playing some good tennis of late. And he's been taken care of pretty comfortably. Some famous faces in the house, and certainly would have enjoyed James Blake's performance. It's been a couple of days in a row now. He hasn't lost more than 3 games in a set in the last 4 sets that he's contested. And of course has made Florida his home for a number of years now, has Blake, so he's well used to the conditions and obviously gets a lot of support here. And we're seeing that in the quality of the tennis. Winners to unforced errors ratio outstanding. Look at that, 27 winners, just 16 unforced. And when you think about how much James tees off on his groundies, it shows you how well he's striking the ball. Net points won, not bad, and of course creating all kinds of chances and doing a good job of converting the break points that he saw. So Blake through to the 3rd round with some phenomenal tennis. Exactly 60 minutes.